Hey guys, Heather Boyd Wire here, and I'm going to do a live stream. I'm actually starting a new series, and it's going to be every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So this is good timing. It's right after my yoga class. And so I get home and get set up. And every week, what I'm going to do is a little um, just sort of troubleshooting session where I have a subject that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to troubleshoot some design ideas. So if you're hopping on, welcome. And if you're watching the replay, that's great. You can also make comments below the video on the replay for feedback and stuff. And I'm actually going to have you on my laptop. I'm doing this live on my mobile, and I have my laptop here. So I'm going to just open up my laptop to see where we are. And then that way I could see some of the comments that come up as well. And if I'm not able to answer any comments while I'm working, I'll be sure to get to them at least at the end. So I just have to figure out, oh, here we are, the live stream. Gonna open it up. Every week this is gonna get easier because, oh, let me just turn down the sound. Every week this will get easier because I'll have the technology down pat. So if you're hopping on, be sure to comment so I know who you are. And like I said, this is going to be a weekly live stream. I'm going to try to keep it to about half an hour. Last time we went about 45 minutes. No worries if you have to hop off and watch the replay. That's no problem. Last week I made mermaid earrings and pendants, and that was a special request from Seth, and I super appreciate that. And this week I'm going to troubleshoot some ideas for unicorns, and he also suggested that one as well. So I think what I'm going to do, we're 2 minutes in, so I'm going to just flip the screen and just get started. And if you guys have any questions and comments, you could definitely comment. I don't know, I won't be able to watch it too closely, but I'll check your comments and try any questions. So let's flip the screen. Okay, so I just have to get set up here so we know where everything is and make sure everything comes up. Yeah, okay, so I can see my pliers. So I am going to just start with bringing out my tools, and I'll explain a little bit. If you guys have already seen my videos, I usually talk about the kinds of tools that I use and stuff. So you'll see I have flat pliers, round pliers, these are round pliers, and these are cutters. And then I'm going to today work with some, it's 22 gauge wire. You can also work with 20 gauge wire. Actually, I'm going to start with the 20 gauge wire because that's what I usually use. So I'm going to just cut a piece of wire that's 20 gauge. This one is aluminum wire, but often I use the copper wire, like the artistic copper wire. And so what I'm going to do is I've actually done unicorns before. So I'll do the kind of unicorn that I've done before, and then after that we're going to go into some troubleshooting. So what I would usually do for the unicorn is I'm looking at my screen, but I'm going to come down and just kind of do two things at once. Look at the screen and do this at the same time. So if at any point I go out of the screen, just let me know. And I'm going to do my best to keep centered on the screen and look at my work at the same time. This is still a learning curve for me. So what I usually do when I do the animals is I would start with the eye. So there we have the eyeball there. And for the unicorn, I have two designs. I do the same type of design when I do a horse, like a horse head earring. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just go ahead and do the horn of the unicorn like this. And I would just, depending on how long you want it, bend this to the back. So this is a very stylized unicorn horn. And I'll just kind of move this back like that. And sometimes when I make the earrings, I actually do two pairs at like two at once. So I would maybe match them up as I go to make sure they're the same size. So what you have here is just the horn and then the nose. So then the nose, we would just go down like that, and then just do a little bit of the sort of the chin bone, I guess you would call it. So it's starting to take shape like that. Now, I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be totally in proportion, but this is the idea to give you an idea of the shape. And so we have the horn. So now we want to put the ear behind the horn, kind of like that. And then, like I said, this is a design I've done before, but mostly I do the horse head. So the unicorn is basically the horse with the horn at the top. So see, it's coming into shape. And then we're going to just do the head. So we'll just turn that up like that. Okay. So we have the like that. And then what I want to do is twist it to hold it together like that. So we're going to twist it like that. Okay. And this end I'm going to cut off. So I'm just going to turn this around like this. Now my hands are a little shaky, and it's because it's freezing down here. I'm in my basement and it's really cold. I have a studio set up in my basement, but it's the weather in Montreal is kind of tanked. It's gotten really cold. So next time I'm going to bring a heater down here because I'm chilly. So here is so far our unicorn. And then now we want to make a kind of a stylized mane. So basically that we just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like that. And then you always need somewhere to finish the design. So then I'm going to just wrap it around the ear to finish it like that. Okay. And then we'll just cut the end off. Okay, so we have the unicorn like that. And then we're going to get a hook, the earring hook. And I just buy these surgical steel hooks. I get them at my local craft store, Ted's Hobby Shop. You could probably order them online. The problem with ordering them online is I have ordered them like on Etsy before, and they end up coming in from China, and they're crappy quality, and there's not much you can do to return them. So I like to see them before I buy them. So this is unicorn number 1, which is one that I've done before. So now I want to troubleshoot a little bit. So what I'm going to do to troubleshoot is I'm going to try to do the horn with beads. So this is something new. I've never done this like this before. And this is the idea of doing these weekly live streams, is I'm going to kind of troubleshoot new ideas. So what I thought I would do is I got some beads ready, and I'm just going to put on some rainbow beads because rainbows and unicorns go well together. So let's start with a smaller size bead. It was a bit of a challenge to find beads that were progressively bigger, but what I've done is I'm just using like seed beads. So I'm starting with a tiny seed bead and working my way up. So you can use any kind of beads you want. There's actually not too many beads on there. I thought about putting like a larger bead as well, and maybe you guys can let me know what you think. So if I just put this many, I don't have many purple beads, which is funny. I don't know why I don't have so many. Hell yeah, rainbow bead. Hey, exploding fish, how are you? It's not bedtime over there? You're in France. I thought it might be past your bedtime. What time is it over there? There we go. So let's put this one on here. We'll make it extra fancy with the with a little round bead at the bottom. That's a 6mm bead. So let's just put this right in the middle, and we're going to bend this down like this. 3 a.m. You have insomnia. You are hilarious. That is too funny. That's fun. So you could do a live stream after this, and I can hop on your live stream. So there we go. So here's the horn like that. And maybe next week I'll do exploding fish in your honor. That would be awesome. Actually, I have another idea for next week, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do it or not. So here already it looks pretty awesome with the horn. So there we go. Or is it even called a horn? What do you call that on a unicorn? A horn? I keep saying horn. That just doesn't sound right. Haha, nice. What do you call this anyways? A unicorn horn. Doesn't sound right. Anyways, so here we go. So we've got the horn, whatever, and then we're going to form the eye now. And you can even do like an eyeball bead if you want. I don't want to overkill this, so let's just go ahead and do this like that. So we're just going to go ahead and do the eye with the wire. It would be cute with the bead too, but let's just do this for now. Now let's just check my sense of proportion a little bit. Should be all right. So there we go. So there we have, looks a little big actually, but let's just go with it and see. So we've got the eye, and let's go back and do the rest. So there we go. The nose, or the snout, I guess, because it's a horse-like creature. So we're going to go like that. So there we go. So we've got our unicorn, and sometimes it looks a little stiff. You know what? I just love doing workshops with kids because they make things so nice and loose and artsy, but I find my stuff gets a little bit stiff after a while just because I've been doing this for like 30 years. So after a while, things get a little bit tight. So my goal is just to loosen up a little bit with this. So there we go. So let's do the ear like that. And we're going to form that. Horn sounds right to me. Okay, c'est quoi en français? La corne? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that would be in French. I'm constantly asking my husband what things are in French. When I met him, I didn't speak a word of French, and he didn't speak a word of English, but somehow I managed to learn more French than he did. A calm. Okay, so that's good. And when I first met him, I would carry around like a little sketchbook and a dictionary. So every second word he said, I had to look it up. And now, well, 30 years later, I better have learned a little bit of French. So there we go. So that's looking pretty good. So same idea as before. This is actually really cool. Maybe I'll sell this one on Etsy, or maybe I'll do a giveaway. I can do a giveaway after this and give the results away. So there we go. So let's go like that, same as the other one. And we'll just like bend this around and clip it off. And this is really super cute. I like this a lot. I'm going to make another one. Maybe I'll make a pair of earrings. So let's go like that. 3, 4. And when I do the horse earrings, I actually do one side is a horse head and the other side is a horseshoe. And actually I have another one that's one side's a horse head and the other side is the horse butt, which is super cute. So if I have time, maybe I could do a unicorn butt. In fact, maybe I should do a unicorn butt just for fun. Just for Mr. Fish, because he likes cool stuff. Let's do a unicorn butt. So there we go. So here's our oh my god, this is so cute. That's what I love about doing these things improvised. Like sometimes I have sort of a somewhat idea of what I'm gonna do, and then I do it and it ends up much better than I thought. So this is actually really cute. So let's just go ahead and do the unicorn butt just because, you know, it's fun. So here's unicorn, and let's get the marker, and looks fire. Am I reading that right? Looks fire? Or is that, maybe that's an expression. I don't know. So there we go. So let's get this going. I'm going to get this a little bit big. One of my most expensive tools is this Crayola marker. It looks good. Okay, thanks. Awesome. There we go. So we're going to go like this. And then we're going to put these ones down like that. And I'm going to make this bigger than I normally would, because normally for the horse butt earrings, I make them a little smaller. But because these, I don't know if anyone's going to actually wear them, I'm just going to do them like this. Although people wear really large earrings. I used to wear like super long earrings and mismatching. Like in the 80s, it was very popular to wear mismatching earrings. People don't do it so much anymore. But I used to just sell like single earrings. When I was selling jewelry on the street, in Montreal, people would just come by and like want to buy one of one earring and one of another. It was kind of trendy at the time. So I don't know if people really do that much anymore, but they used to. In fact, I remember one time I'd made all these mismatched earrings and just for fun, like different experiments and different some abstract and some realistic things. And I brought them to New York City once. Big box of like random stuff, nothing matched much. And I remember I walked into this store. I guess it was around, I don't know, the early 90s or something. I walked into this store and I was just curious to see if I could sell some stuff to the owner. And I remember he took the whole box and it was just a whole bunch of like random stuff. And I guess he thought they would sell. So that was pretty awesome. And yes, so that's kind of fun just doing abstract and random things. Although now my stuff is a lot more streamlined. I do a lot of just regular stuff, and people order stuff that are already made and designed on the website and stuff. So here we go. This is looking a bit like a unicorn butt. I think Rachel did it a few times in Friends. What did Rachel do? Oh God, I'm not paying attention to my comments. I wish I could have comments on voice, although it would get a little bit confusing after a while. What did Rachel do in Friends? Because I didn't watch Friends. I probably should have watched Friends. It was definitely a show that was popular when I used to watch some TV, but I think you can watch it on Netflix and stuff too. Anyways, let me just tighten this one up a little. Mismatched earrings. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that would have been about the right time period. I don't even wear earrings anymore because my hair's too long and you can't really see them, so I tend to wear necklaces. Okay, so this is getting a little tangled up here, but let's just uh, cut that one and we'll adjust it a little bit. Got a little warped, but it's not too bad. That's what the trouble when I'm looking at the screen and looking at this at the same time. So there we go. We have the unicorn head and the unicorn butt. It's an average show. Yeah, I can imagine. So there we go. What do you think? You think they'd sell? I think they would totally sell. These are going on Etsy tomorrow, and I'll let you know if they sell. And if anybody wants to enter a giveaway, you can just write in the comments below the video, and maybe I'll do a little giveaway thing. So absolutely. There we go. So those are that one. And now the third thing I wanted to troubleshoot was to do a whole unicorn with a little spirally. Oh, there we have a comment. Main Tamer Hairdo, I love your ideas. Thank you so much. Thanks for hopping on. Nice to see you. So I'm going to show you guys something that used to be top secret, but it's not really top secret anymore because there's so many wire art and jewelry tutorials online now, and so many gadgets you can buy to make wire. But like 30 years ago when I started making wire jewelry, I didn't invent, but I kind of came up with this idea to make a jig. And now you can actually buy things called I think they're called wig jigs or something to make jigs. But I made like tons of these, hundreds of these templates to do wire art and jewelry. So, I mean, to me, this is a piece of art in itself, just this template. And a lot of them have been like I've taken the nails out and put them back in and done all kinds of changes to them. So these are all templates for shapes of different things out of wire. Many of them I don't use anymore. This one I would use for like, it's like a spider in a spider web and different things. I use this one. Which one is it? This one here. It's to make like a bookmark form, like sort of the shape of a paper clip that I flatten the wire with. But what I wanted to do, and I haven't used this in a long time, because most of what I do now I just do by eye, just because it's easier. Because I have so much practice, making things out of wire is almost like just drawing, and my brain has such a memory for it that I don't really use the templates so much anymore. Sometimes I use it just for like outlines or dimensions, like this is like wings of a dragonfly, so that is just to make sure that they're a standard size in that. So this one here, I'd kind of forgotten about it. I'll bring it up. It's a horse. And all I did was I cut a picture of a magazine of a horse and stuck it on the template and put a few nails in strategic spots. So what I'm going to do is try to do a unicorn with that. So these are, I'm just troubleshooting here. Some of these things work, some of them don't. So bear with me and we're going to see if it's going to work. So the idea that I had to do the horn is interesting. Yeah, it's cool stuff, these templates, and I really missed the boat with marketing them because there's, like I said, there's a company now that makes these jigs, and they do really, really well selling them like all over the place and that. But I still use my old standard ones that I make myself. So what I'm going to do is take, this is a 22 gauge wire. It's a little thinner. And what I'm going to do is just bend it in half. I never know exactly where to start on the wires, so I tend to cut it too large than too small, just so, is this the right wire? Oh, no, I think I cut the wrong wire. Okay, I'm gonna go back, get a different wire. The it's actually called 0.8 millimeters. So the 0.8 millimeter and the 0.9 millimeter are very close in size. So sometimes even I get mixed up at which is which. So this feels right. This feels better. This is the 0.8 millimeter. Gotta go to bed. Thanks for the unicorn. But yeah, it was in your honor, Exploding Fish. Thanks so much for hopping on, eh? That's great. And we'll catch you on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying up past your bedtime. So here we go. We're going to get this one, and we just folded it in half. And now my idea was I was going to do a little bit of a spiral thing. So we're going to hold the end, and I'm going to bend one end like that and one end like that. And I just want to twist it like a corkscrew. So we're just going to twist it around. Like I said, this was what I envisioned. I'm not 100% it's going to work. Trouble is, it doesn't really get, you know how a horn gets wider at the bottom? So the only problem with this one is it doesn't really get wider at the bottom, but sometimes if you like twist a wire and then untwist it a bit, it can loosen up a bit. But I'm not sure that's gonna work out or not. But let's just try it like that. Just a concept. Let's see. I've made 2 rings so far. Oh, awesome. That's great. Did you do the rings from my videos or from another video that you saw? That's really cool. Rings are fun to make. I'm gonna do a lot more ring videos. Yeah, so here we have the starting of the horn like that. I'm gonna just open it up, and let's bring back the little template. And I think what we're going to do is just, I have to remember how I did this. I'm gonna just place it. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to place it on the template, and I'm going to just turn it around this one a nail. That's for the eyeball there. Okay. And we're just going to go it around where the nose was. And like this, down. Okay. Several videos I've watched. That's awesome. Yeah, rings are fantastic. Yeah, I have one video on my channel how to make rings to sell, and it actually got a lot of views on it. And I think because it's a very simple design, so you might want to have a look at that video if you haven't already seen it. Okay, so now trouble is I'm having trouble seeing where these nails are, but the idea, I'm just gonna, if you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna bring it up closer so I can just see what it's doing here. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna just go around these nails. And I'm just doing this for fun. It actually might be easier for me to do it by eye, but I just wanted to show you how you can do things if you want to use a template. If you want to make your own templates, just like basically glue a picture on a board and put a few strategic nails and then trace around them. And sometimes, oh, I'm low battery, guys. I'm just gonna plug in my thing here. Excuse me just for 1 sec. Would not want to cut out here. Okay, so we should be good. Okay, so let's get back. So we're gonna just go around here. And I just have to remember what See, I can't even remember what nails I use for this. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually remove it from here because I haven't used that template in probably like 20 years. So let me just try to do it by hand. I Now I kind of forget how the legs go at the back. So hmm, let me just see. He's gonna look a little deformed, but oh well, it's just the idea. So let's just go ahead and do some legs like this. Yeah, he's a little deformed, but you have the idea of how he's going to look. So we're going to go like that. Yeah, the legs are kind of funny. Oh well, he's a stylized unicorn, but you got the idea. So we're going to go like that. We're going to pull this one like this. Now, the idea is we want to be able to, okay, we're going to do a little ear. And you almost want to keep in mind how you're going to hang him. So I think what we're going to do is do it in a way that I can put like a little kind of a wire up the middle of his back so that we can make a loop to hang him up. Otherwise, there's not going to be any way to hang him up, because if you hang him up in the horn, then it's going to be lopsided, right? So let's do it like this. We're going to put the leg back like there. Keep in mind this is extremely not proportioned properly. Next time what I would do is actually really draw out my design first, because he's ending up being a little distorted, but hey, it's the concept, right? So we're going to go like that. And before we go any further, let's make a little loop to hang him up. So we're just going to make a little loop here at the top to hang him up. So our earring hook or jump ring would go into that loop. So let's just go ahead and wind it around a couple of times just to cut that little end off. Okay, yeah, he looks funny. He looks extremely funny. But you know what I like about this? It almost looks like a kid's piece, like a kid's art piece. So in that sense, I'm really liking it, even though it's completely out of proportion. But it's all good. Well, I'll probably go back and watch. Fantastic. I learn a lot from you. Everyone makes mistakes. Yep. And yep, fantastic. No, I totally agree with that. I always learn from my mistakes. And the thing is, if you don't try it, you'll just never know if it's going to work, right? Like I had sort of a concept in my mind of how to do this, but I didn't want to prepare it because I like the idea of just being very spontaneous with these lives. So thank you for being very accepting of the concept of just going with the mistakes, because that's how you learn. And last time when I did the live stream, actually one of the viewers gave me some really great suggestions as I was going along. So I really appreciate that as well. So yeah, this is funny. He's a little scrawny, this unicorn, but he's kind of cute. So I just want to get it in a way that it looks sort of proportioned, and maybe what I'll do is I'll do some better ones later, but I think for now it's not too bad. I made mistakes with my rings, but improved upon it, and my daughter loved it and took it and then made oh, fantastic. I love it. So here's a little unicorn. So let me know what you think of the unicorn. Oh, I think this, and it's going to adjust my camera a bit, guys. I think it's got a little outer yeah, there we go. So I think that's good for now. I'm going to show you guys then what I made today. So we did the unicorn with the straight horn. We did the unicorn with the twisty horn. And we did the unicorn with the rainbow corn and the unicorn butt. So that's awesome. Oh, we got a couple more people. Brooke says that's cute. And Cindy, wow, that's so cute. Fun, eh? So I'm going to keep these live streams up on my channel. So if you guys want to see how I made them, they're going to be up there. And every week I'm going to do a different live stream. Let me switch my screen around now so I can talk to you guys for a sec. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, so like I said, every week I'm going to do a different kind of subject. And if you guys have suggestions for things you want me to do, just let me know. I have a couple of other ideas I'm working on. I have a viewer, Seth, that asked me to do sloths, so I'm working on an idea for that. And yeah, it's just going to be an opportunity for me to troubleshoot some new ideas and to some get feedback from you guys, what looks good, ideas for designs. Sometimes I like to add beads to things and give them a little pop of color, so it's always good to have advice about that. And why are arm wraps? Oh, why are arm wraps? Oh, that's true. Actually, I had someone once ask me to do like a wire wrap, like an arm band thing, and I didn't really have the right wire for it. But if I could get like a thicker kind of copper wire, that could be super cool, especially in the summer. A sloth would be cute. Yeah, and I actually Google searched sloths, and I saw some really cute ideas with like little sloths like hanging from their four legs off the ear. I thought that would be super, super cute to do. So, and I put up new videos every Friday. So this Friday I have a special video coming up that was a sort of a mini collab with a friend of mine. So those are going to be my regular videos, and then my live streams are going to be on Wednesday. Arm wraps. Yeah, arm wraps with beads. That would be super cool. I love that idea. It's hard for me to think of doing like arm wraps right now because we live in Montreal and it's super, super cold here. And so I'm kind of bundled up with five different layers. I'm actually was saying earlier, I'm in my basement freezing. So it's my hands were shaking a little bit. I have a studio set up in my basement with the special lights and stuff. Oh, you're in you're in South Louisiana. So what's the weather like there? I have no clue because even in like in Florida, they were saying at one point it was cold. So what's the weather like in Louisiana? I'm curious about that. Yeah, here it's up and down. Like last night it was raining. I was downtown, it was raining. I was soaking wet. It was mild. And now it's like gone down to, I think it's going down to minus 15. Well, that's in Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, I'm not too sure, but cold. Like we had ice all over the car and stuff. So it's kind of crazy. Very some days jacket days and some days shorts. Yeah, that's funny, eh? It's up and down. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna head off now. I'm gonna try to keep the live streams to about, half an hour or so. But if you guys ever have any questions, comments, just comment below, or you can email me too at info@heatherboydwire. If you have any specific questions or specific requests, you can get in touch with me anytime. And I'm on Instagram at heatherboydwire, if you guys want to check out some stuff on Instagram too. Thank you. You probably, yeah, that would be awesome if you can hop on the live stream often. I'm really hoping to build this into something big. So it's going to be like a little weekly TV series, and you guys are on the ground floor. That's awesome. So take care, everybody. I'm going to say bye, and thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.